Brad, if you're watching this, I love you. This is Brad.
Later, broski. You too, ugly.
One of my best friends on this planet Earth.
What are you doing, Bradley? Are you tired? Come on. God, you weigh like 200 pounds.
With our pretty bad upbringing of abuse, neglect, we've gone through a lot of suffering, and through all of that, we found, love, compassion, and empathy with each other. Like we understood each other, like we were connected through something that it was like an invisible thing.
Maybe he found the key.
No, he just shook his head.
Damn. Well, bummer.
We could finish each other's sentences and just guess what each other was thinking.
Wow, dude. How old is she?
I believe she's in her 50s now.
Doesn't even look like it.
Not even fucking close.
You're about to take a picture.
Yes? I don't want to buy it. Holy fucking shit.
So 8 years ago, both my grandmother and grandfather had passed away. And my brother and I, we didn't have a place to live at the time, so we ended up staying at their home. It was a rickety mess. But being naive kids in their freaking 20s, we thought, oh yeah, well, we'll get out the hammer and the nail and restore the place ourselves. The problem is when our grandparents passed away, they left a huge amount of debt. All the bills just snowballed on top of us. And the house itself was just a house of cards on a shaky table. And eventually, the government caught up with us and said that the place was condemned, which means it was not inhabitable or livable. We were forced to leave. And eventually, we found this place. Brad and I, we moved into this place completely empty. We had nothing except for maybe a bag or two of clothes. Because upon leaving our grandparents' house, or, being kicked out of it by the government, we lost everything that was in storage, which was all of our things, our television, all of our very valuable knickknacks, all gone, all got sold off or pawned off, whatever you want to call it. So, no furniture, no bed, just floor in this apartment, and not even any electricity. We had to wait for that. We couldn't afford anything. We were just breaking even. So, I mean, we were able to eat, so that's that. I mean, we had a roof over our head. We were just grateful, I'm starting to get a little emotional here. Anyways, we made it work. Eventually, we did get furniture. Eventually, we did get electricity. And I sit here bewildered because, I mean, we didn't have the best relationship as brothers, but eventually things got rocky, but eventually things got tons better than before between us in this place. And we would go out all the time, have fun in the sun, during the summers. And for each year, Halloween, we went to a haunted house, many haunted houses. So many amazing good times with this man. And then he started dating people. He was getting a little too, I don't know, depressed emotional, angry, self-sabotaging. I'm not saying I didn't have my fair share. I'm just saying that whenever I've been in a relationship, I didn't let it affect anybody else negatively to the best of my ability. And if I did, I would apologize and try to rectify it. But yeah, when my brother gets into relationships, that woman, that girl is number one all the time versus him, number one. He doesn't even prioritize his own needs. Not really. So with that being said, there was a time that I was under the impression, along with all of our staff at our job, that my brother was thinking about unaliving himself. I mean, I was at work and everybody was screaming at me, "Chris, go home, Chris, go home." I literally live across the street from my job. So I'm running as fast as I can home because it's Brad's day off. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what if he did unalive himself? And I'm running out of breath. I'm crawling. And then I bust through this front door here. I land on the floor, like right about here. And I look up and he's literally on his phone laughing at the screen. And I said, "Oh, thank God you're alive." And then he said, "Why would you think that? That's stupid." And I said, "Well, because people at work were under the impression of it. And you've been talking about how you just hate life and how you just want to not be alive." And yeah, no, he just laughed it off and kind of just acted like I wasn't sitting face first on the floor, just, you know. But that was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to his inability to communicate with me and set things right. I mean, if he has a girlfriend, that's whatever, you know. Happy for him. Happy for him. But it always comes with a price with his mental ability to give a damn about anybody else. So multiple other girls eventually came into his life. One after the other. He's not a player. And yeah, each one of them made him into something stranger and stranger each time. I won't go into why. I mean, one of the examples is that he was going to go visit one of his girlfriends by the name of Heather, and he was talking to my mom about how he doesn't care if her boyfriend at the time, so she was already dating somebody. He didn't care if her boyfriend at the time had a shotgun because he's going to whip his ass. He was literally ready to, get on the Greyhound bus and travel on down, however many miles it took to get to there so that he could whip that guy's ass. A guy with a shotgun, all right? So I was freaking out, I went home after work and I was crying face first into a pillow hard as I could because I was thinking to myself, dude, what if something happened to him? I don't know where he went. I can't call the police. I can't do a wellness check on him. He's not saying anything. If he would have told me I'm okay, I would have let it go, You do you. But he can't even give me one little piece of information about the craziness that's going on. Am I not supposed to care that somebody has a shotgun and you're ready to try to kick their ass before they, plug you? Sorry. So yeah, that's kind of getting into the center of what's going on now. No, it's not the example I just laid out with the gun. Brad is alive and fine and stuff. He's not dealing with anything, but as fine as somebody that could be that's in his head right now. So to come to a close here, Brad found somebody new, I'd say a few months ago, around summertime. And as those months went on to now, I got to seeing him less and less. He was getting home later and later. And I was getting upset with him because well, we would have arrangements, plans, you know, and usually we check in with each other. But if he didn't talk about chaos constantly, I would not have been so hung up on it. I mean, one day to the next, he was talking about how he was getting into people's faces at the gym across the street. How am I not supposed to take a little concern with that? Fast forward to now. I've been here in this apartment alone for the last month and a half. And every day I've been walking past his open bedroom door. It's got me emotional. And on Christmas Day, I had to do something about it. His fan has been broken for years, by the way. Guys, this is what depression looks like. Oh.
My tree.
Oh dear, did I break wind?
You're doing good, Mom.
It is never
I hope so, because I lost track of where I was.
This is amazing.
And every time I go to put it on a limb, it moves. There you go.
All right. Great.
The old one.
Woohoo.
Is
High five.
Rusty still in the Navy? Bethany?
Wow, look at you go, Mom. That is pretty.
Not too soon.
Enjoy yourself, right?
Looking good. How you liking this so far?
It's not bad. It just keeps falling. But there it goes. I need to leave space for you to do the silver. There we go.
What do you...
All right. It's looking really good, Mom.
Great. Grace.
All right, Mom. What's the first thing?
Oh, I thought it said vegetable critter.
Critter.
Oh, that's actually what it is. Oh, okay. That is really cool.
Yeah, it makes it so you don't have to use a knife.
And Lord only knows I'm a little iffy with a knife.
To Mom from Chris.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
What is it?
It's a foot spa.
This one was next to a typical foot spa, but this one has functions on it. With this one, it's like a jacuzzi tub for your feet. It's got jets in it. It even has what's it called? Epsom salt in there. Supposed to be really good for your feet.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Of course.